Welcome to the Rescue's Authentic Networking Videocast. I am Nicole Williams, along with my co-host, Dawn Evans Casey and Jennifer Johnson. Jennifer, how's it going?
It is going actually really well, and it's nice to get back here and be able to introduce somebody that I'm really excited that we were able to get her. She has a kind of a different schedule, and she's part of our TTR network. We are fortunate to have Jenny Mowrer, energy and nutrition coach. Doesn't that sound good on a Friday? Energy and nutrition coach. I can't believe it. She's going to give us all kinds of good stuff. Welcome to the show, Jenny. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yes, we're happy. You know, I got it just real quick, just a personal note. Jenny and I went to high school together. And even though she has Jen on the screen, I always think of her as Jenny. That's just the way, and I'm a Jenny too, so I don't know. So I will probably call her Jenny, even though it says Jen on there, and I don't know what these ladies are going to call her. But you know what, Jenny, Jenny, we always start out just saying, please tell us a little bit about you, what you do, how maybe you got to be doing what you're doing. And the pandemic is still here. We're hoping that it's pretty much in the rear view mirror for most of us, but how has that affected you and your business this last year? And I will turn it over to you. So go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, I am a nutrition and energy coach, and I basically got into energy work when I started doing Reiki. I was actually going to a life coach. I was having some career issues. I didn't want to do what I was doing. And she knew I was stressed out. She's like, why don't you try Reiki? And so I went and actually ended up getting attuned to Reiki 1, fell in love with it. And then that just got me out exploring into all sorts of other energy work. And I'm a teacher by heart. You know, I was a classroom teacher for many years. So I can't get that out of my system. I always want to teach. So I decided I wanted to take what I learned about the energy work and teach it to others. So I started a program called Meet Your Energy Body. And it's a kind of a self-paced program online that teaches you all about your energy body, which includes your chakra, your meridians, and your aura. So really simple, quick little exercises that I do every day. I don't do all of them, but I kind of rotate around and do them on occasion, switch out here and there. But I do some sort of energy work every day. And so I like teaching people about this because it's an alternative way to think about health. You know, we automatically run to the doctor and get a pill. Well, there's other ways to, think about your energy, think about health, and think about wellness other than a doctor and a pill. And then I really got into around 2017 nutrition and working with food. And, I ended up watching a documentary that basically got me off of meat. So I stopped eating meat for a long time. I'm still not eating meat. And then eventually dairy. And so I just, I teach how to eat a healthy diet, a plant-based diet. Now I definitely can work with people that are not plant-based. Try to get you to maybe cut down a little bit. Cause if you think about it, most people have meat at 3 meals a day, maybe cut it down to 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day. And giving them some, one thing I love to do is share recipes online. So I have a blog that I write about. I share a lot of recipes to get people to understand how easy it is to eat plant-based and how many different, I learned about so many other different ingredients I never knew about when I wasn't plant-based. So there's so many ways to make your food flavorful and tasty. And I eat delicious food every day, even though I don't eat meat. Okay. So that's just a little bit about me.
That's a lot. That's cool. That's awesome. Cool. So how has the COVID, has it made a big difference?
Not really, because it's been, my class is online. I don't need to I can meet with people online and everything's done online. And actually, this is a fairly new class. I developed it this past spring. So it's still, in the testing grounds and that way, but no, it hasn't really affected my business too much.
Can I ask another real quick question? What is the definition of Reiki then?
It's a form of energy healing. Okay. So, there's universal life force energy all around us. And people that have been attuned to Reiki, you kind of open up this channel in your body. I mean, you go through a whole attunement to get attuned to Reiki. It's a kind of a little sacred ceremony almost. And it kind of opens up your body to accept this Reiki energy. And once you get it, you have it for life. And so you just tap into this energy, all around you. And so when I give Reiki treatment, I'm not giving them Reiki, I'm channeling it to them. So it goes, through my body, through my hands onto their body.
Gotcha. Wow.
And if you haven't had a Reiki treatment, I recommend you give it a try.
Yeah, well,
not going to hurt. There's no side effects from Reiki other than you might fall asleep and be super relaxed.
Oh, well, that sounds good. Well,
I've had a few people fall asleep on me.
Yeah, well, people use, and I know you talked about the energy after that, but when you use the word, I'm thinking I just, how many of our people, viewers or listeners might not know what that was. So,
and I appreciate that because, a lot of people have heard of it, but don't know what it is. So it's just, and I consider it a way to be proactive in your health. If you keep that energy flowing in your body, we have trauma in our lives, we have things that go on, and this energy gets stuck different places. If Reiki helps clear that out so it doesn't manifest as a disease later on. So I just feel like Reiki is a great preventative for illness. And if I had my way and ran the healthcare system, everyone would be eligible for a free Reiki treatment every month as a part of their healthcare. I think we have a lot less illness in our world if we did that.
Wow.
They don't ask me. They don't ask my opinion.
Yeah, let's do it. Nicole, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to say that we have another TTR member, the crazy red-haired lady, Catherine, and Baharas, and my daughter, Lainey, and this was last year, was it? Isn't it? Yeah,
it's been a while, I think.
Last year, before COVID, I want to say maybe February, that we each had a Reiki treatment from her in her home. It was 30 minutes and just amazing. I just so admire what you all do. And you're right. It's like a ritual. I don't even know if that's like a word, a word to say, but a ceremony, it's really cool. So thank you. I admire you, what you do. And I'm honored because you are in my TTR networking group, my Building Beyond Networking. So yay. And I know what you mean about being a teacher at heart, because I've taught. And I'm so thankful that you introduced me to the VIP Kid, where we get to teach kiddos in China online and help them learn English as a second language. So
it's a great job. It's
amazing. It's amazing. I didn't know if you had anything about that you wanted to share, but it's just really awesome to be able to do that and fulfilling.
Right. Well, as a class, I enjoyed being in the classroom teacher. It was all the junk that comes with being a teacher that I didn't like, but the teaching part I did. So I really missed that. So when I found out about VIP Kid, I'm like, well, let's try that, and just really enjoyed it. It took a little while to build up a good group of students, but now I have, regulars, in fact, regulars and newbies every once in a while. But, you just got to get up kind of early, but I've gotten used to that. And it's nice. By 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm done. And I can go about my day. So it's just nice. And it's nice because you can open up your schedule or close your schedule down, depending on when you want to work. So it's totally flexible. My problem is I work every day.
Yeah, oh, wow. Wow. Can I ask really quick? You both.
I don't know. I just don't mind it. It doesn't bother me.
Right. Well, good for you. Yeah. Well, the two of you, maybe you know the answer. I think the other day you were talking about the VIP Kids. Nicole, does that stand for anything, or is that just like very important person kid program? Is that what it is? That
I've never heard it stand for anything.
Okay, because somebody was. Is it that it is?
I think that they wanted that because we're unique, because the children, even like right now, they go to school. Here it is. Well, do we want to say it's like July, almost the end of July, and they're in school and it's rigorous. And, they come home and the VIP Kids is different because our goal is to get them to engage with fun, whether we use, it's called TPR, which the first probably a few times Jen told me, I was like, what? Total physical
response.
Thank you. Response.
I gotcha.
So it's through hands, it's through, and it's like you're teaching them, but you're helping them understand it and have fun, and they earn stars.
I do a lot of this. Swimming. Let's go swimming.
I didn't do that this morning. I did this.
Oh gosh, cool, cool. See, that's the cool thing about networking though. She came to us for her energy body and you're ended up she opened up a door for you.
You
So
did. I'm so
that's
thankful.
that's pretty cool. And it's a whole new education for a lot of our members as you guys are talking. Who knows, there may be some other VIP teachers after, after a little while. But Nicole, you're I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead. Your
Okay,
job.
so our video cast is all about being authentic. And we were wondering, what does being authentic mean to you and your business?
I think it means walking the walk, being where the person you're working with hasn't been yet, and, helping them get to that point. I've been there, I've walked that path, and I can help you move forward because I've been there. And just, helping show people that you're vulnerable. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect. I wrote a blog this week saying I still eat potato chips.
Oh, good. I do too. But
Oops. I'm not
yeah,
perfect. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to do better. So just, sharing your imperfections. I don't think people are offended by that anymore. I think they like that you're real. You're a real person. And so I think it's just not being afraid to show that I'm not perfect. And so I think that's what I think being authentic is.
I think you're right.
Speaking from your heart and
Yes.
being who you truly are, not trying to be someone you're not.
Good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Your authenticity helps relate to others, certainly, Jen. I want to say that, coming out of the COVID pandemic, while people are now, a lot of people are newly realizing how important nutrition and wellness and caring for your immune system are. If they weren't before, certainly there's been a lot of focus on it lately. So I personally value that type of knowledge, and I want to thank you for what you do and teaching and sharing, and all of this is very necessary in today's world. I'm wondering if you can tell us how you usually go about meeting potential clients and like-minded people so that you can share your talents, your abilities, your knowledge.
Yes. Well, social media, big one, getting on Facebook and interacting with people, posting things. I have a group called Natural Health Tips for Wellness. So I try to get on there at least once a day and post something new that you can learn about being healthy, even if it's just, stop and breathe. Some people just don't stop and breathe every day. So social media, Facebook more than anything. I really want to get more into Instagram and Pinterest. I just, time is short. Also, when I have Reiki appointments, I share my information with the people there because I definitely have an interest already. And then I haven't done much lately because of COVID, but, I've gone to events and spoken. And there's a program I do called Food Over Medicine, and talk about how food can be your medicine or it could be your worst enemy, so dispel some common myths that people have about food and health and things like that. So that's how I meet potential people.
I think we just heard one of our future TTR Presents topics right there, food over medicine. Well,
Okay.
I actually think that could be really, we've been putting it out there, but I think that would be a great one. I think you'd get a lot of people. And then, and seriously, let's do that. So we'll get that. And also I would just say, I don't usually, I do interrupt other people. I'm sorry. But we do have Jenny did put out a really good blog the other day. And I don't know if it was just the one where she's talking about eating the potato chips, but I would really like to, ladies, we got to remind her, we need to post her blog once in a while on our website as we go, because it is really great information. So, so is it I guess it's my time, isn't it? Or okay. Well, Jenny and I actually have been connected for a long time because we went to high school together. And we did do through social media. We just kind of kept in touch through Facebook.
It was Facebook. It was the high school group.
Oh, yes. So we have,
I think you were posting memes and stuff
See?
in there, and I was saying how nice they were. And I think that's how we got
Oh, it
connected.
works. There's the testimony. It works.
Yeah, it works, but we had a group. Actually, I think somebody got mad at one of the memes, so I didn't post anything else in there, but enough to keep in touch with Jenny there.
Yeah.
But Jenny, I guess that, I mean, and the questions we ask at this point are usually, how did you find us, TTR? And tell us any stories or anything about that. I mean, one thing I will say, and Jenny, you can talk about whatever you want, but I mean, Jenny is in Ohio. Here we are in Indiana. So she's on the virtual platform constantly with us. She's not able to actually attend, which we have we're getting a bigger part of our membership that way now because of and it's working. All of our groups are, and there's disadvantages to stuff, but we're finding our way through the hybrid world. But how did you find us? Tell us any stories. Oh, the thing I was going to say is Jenny is like anybody that has anything to share. She's a sponge. She has been, I mean, I was on a call yesterday and there was a social media expert. I don't know if he's an expert, but Nick with our group, and he was talking, and I think you've already met with him, right, Jenny? So, and then you did the Sarah Lopez. So I guess, just tell us some stuff about how has anything, and we're not, it doesn't have to be about TTR, but I know how you found us, but any stories about us or any networking stories that you could shed some light. We're just trying to share with our listeners that it does work. And we're all in the middle of it. We see it happening every day, but you probably got some stuff.
Well, I think when we first just initially met, we just met to chat. And then you started telling me about what you do. And then we got talking about BNI, and I tried a BNI group one time and it was just way too expensive. And
Very expensive.
I didn't end up doing that. So it's like, once you told me about that group, I'm like, well, that sounds pretty cool. I'm an online person. I don't need to be in Indianapolis. So I really appreciated you telling me about that.
Well, thank you.
But I have met with several people in the group. So like Linda has helped me improve my webpage. So I met with her last week, and I've already, put a video on my page so that she said, get a good headline, subheading, a video, and a freebie. And so those were kind of there. The video wasn't there, but the freebie was, but I'm tweaking it a little bit. That's what I was doing right before I came on here. I'm trying to get a new 5-day energy challenge going, which I did a few years back, but I want to try it again. And I'm just trying to get it all automated again. So she's really helped me think about that, adding more value to my website. So that was really nice. And then Sarah, her training on Facebook was really good. She gave me a lot of good tips on what to do with Facebook and what not to do with Facebook to help increase engagement. And then I also met with Karen about Melaleuca. So I actually ended up becoming a member of Melaleuca, and I am all about wellness, and that's a wellness company. So the better I can become familiar with their products, maybe I can recommend others, use that, because one of the things I do, I've written many blogs about, is chemical-free living, how to get rid of these chemicals in our lives. And they're just everywhere. I mean, I can't even walk around my neighborhood without smelling dryer sheets, it nauseates me. I can't even go in the laundry aisle of the grocery store.
Oh no.
I gotta like hold my breath and run, because it's just all chemicals. I don't want those. I don't want to breathe them in. I don't want anything like that. So so having Melaleucas, I didn't even know it existed before I joined this group. So that was nice. Yeah.
Good.
And I also met with Diana, is that her name? Diana, about Young Living. I'm already a member of Young Living, but just, having another person that can help me figure out how to use the oils and things like that, because that's something I want to do, is do more incorporating essential oils into my work, So, and when I do Reiki, I always have essential oils infusing, so it's a multi-sensory experience. We got the oils, I put on some music, dark lighting, so it's all nice. So that has been very beneficial.
Good.
And I know there's some other people in the group I still want to meet with. I just, need to reach out. So it's been a wonderful group. I have no complaints.
Well, and we didn't even pay her to say that. I already
no.
We just got her to. But you know what? I guess what and I'll leave it and I'll turn it over to Dawn. But I guess my whole point here is, part of it is that if you don't work it, it doesn't work. And, you know, there are many of our members and people who've been involved in the past that, you know, I just don't get anything out of it. Well, do you put anything into it? I mean,
Right.
so
Right.
here you are, Benny, always a step kind of beyond. You know, I don't need to know who you're meeting with, but I'm so glad that you're taking advantage of the connections. And it's funny, you're in Ohio. Sarah Lopez is, well, she was in New Mexico. She's in Tennessee. I mean, we're here in Indiana, but a lot of the connections that you've made are people that you, I mean, you know, you might have met at some point, but they're not
I don't think so.
necessarily, I mean, you
I
know,
don't think so.
so, and you know, that's how we all grow, and the organization does too, as you know. So I'm very happy that we can be the connection for that. So I hope, I just would believe that you're, you know, we're all, and we're getting so much from you. So that's the other part. Dawn, take it away before I get really mushy or something. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. I will add though, my group Collaborating Connections has invited Jen to come speak and share. I think it's August 10th that she's just going to be a speaker at our general networking meeting and share how to energize your chakras. So, you know, each of us that are in different businesses are looking for ways to personally and professionally improve ourselves, and looking forward to hearing what Jen's got to share. So again, this is how we help each other.
Right.
And with the helping each other in mind, one of the tenets of TTR to the Rescue networking is all about helping our communities and helping our nonprofits. That we consider success goes beyond just our individual businesses, and we really want to make sure that everybody thrives. So as a part of TTR now, Jen, I'm wondering if you might share what nonprofits or community groups you're personally interested in, what projects you may have participated in. I know that may have been limited in the past year with COVID, but you know, what are you looking forward to? What types of groups do you look forward to helping?
Well, I really have a soft spot for dogs. So any sort of, you know, organization that supports finding good homes for dogs and getting them out of bad situations. So any sort of animal rescue group. And I'm not, you have to fill me in how this works when I'm like here and you're there. Is it like a donation you give, or do you actually round up and go volunteer? I'm not sure how you do that.
We look for all types of ways to help, whether, you know, time, talent, treasure, volunteerism, contributing the knowledge of, you know, our knowledge and skill sets to an organization, however they might be able to utilize it, doing fundraisers, and they don't always have to be in person. Those can be done, you know, from anyone's location. So there's really just a bunch of ways for us to give and help.
Okay, so that would be the first one. The second one, any sort of environmental cause, you know, clean water, clean air, was definitely one of my passions, always has been.
Wonderful. I'm taking note of that because
and in the past I have done, you know, river cleanups and worked on bluebird box trails and volunteered for that, and you know, just like, you know, helping clean up parks and stuff like that. I like doing stuff like that.
Wonderful.
What we discovered way back when we started this, Jenny, was that a lot of the people that came to us, the very first group we had, this is what I say all the time, it's true, very successful business people, and there were so many nonprofits that just kind of kept popping up on our radar. And we're like, well, maybe we can help this group. Maybe we can help this group. And so we'd have them come in and start speaking. So this is 10 years ago. And then after a while, it became very obvious that the people that were coming to us, finding us, had a philanthropic, they had something about them that they didn't, you know, and then Dawn found this one thing that says true success comes from giving back or starts with giving back. And
Yep.
I don't know if you know that, Dawn, but every time I send out stuff to new prospective members, that's one of the first things I send, because I want them to understand that that's part of what we're about. And I think we're still defining that. And we've got so many things, TTR Cares that Dawn oversees, but so anyway, that is it's funny, that not funny. It's exciting to think that the people who join us usually have something that they're very passionate about. So, and it doesn't have to be that you're right there or right here. You know, you're it's kind of the energy work, you know, if we're all thinking and working toward it together in some way, and it doesn't even have to be monetarily. It could just be that you make a connection for somebody and that turns into, you know, so anyway, that's where it comes from. So,
Yay.
thank you.
Well, yay. Jen, you mentioned you have a blog, which I have seen, and I love your blog, and your website is just gorgeous. And also that you have a freebie on there. And our audience was probably wondering how they can get a hold of you and how they can get a hold of that freebie and what they need to do to get the freebie.
Okay. So it's myenergyshift.com. And right now, I'm in the process of getting that 5-day energy challenge. So you just get on there, be on my homepage, hopefully not too far down the page. I'm trying to get it where it's right there.
Yes.
Having trouble with that. And then they just click on it, enter their email, and then it'll send a trigger. Every day you'll get a new challenge for the 5-day energy challenge. And
it goes right to your email.
Yes, it goes to your email, and then you just click the link and it sends you to my webpage where you'll find those energy exercises. And then I still have a freebie on there for 10 ways to transition to a plant-based diet.
That's the one. Yes,
yeah. So I still have that on there. It's just not on the homepage, but if you click on any of my blogs, you'll see it on the side. So that's still there. You can still get that. And again, just enter your email and I'll send it to you.
And then you have a Facebook group too that you provide so much information.
Natural health tips for wellness. So feel free to join.
Awesome. And then ttrnetworking.com. We are working on getting your bio on there. Your bio will soon be with more contact info.
Okay. It should be there. Yes, it has been submitted. So the website though is going through, it's not there yet, but it is, and this is for everybody listening too. The website's going to be much easier to use soon. So that is, yeah. So unfortunately, Jenny submitted it before this new, but that's okay because I mean, it's going to get on there, but the good thing is that probably in about 2 to 3 weeks, our members will all be able to log on to their own accounts and put their own stuff out. And that's what we're working toward. That's our big thing. We're not working toward a 5-day challenge. We're working toward a forever website that we can do ourselves, if that makes sense.
Websites are wonderful and a pain at the same time. It's
you don't realize until you're doing it by any means. Dawn, did you, I mean, I'm getting, ladies, I'm to the last question or my big last question for Jenny. So does anybody have anything or Jenny? What we always do is we always say, what is your final thoughts? What is, not final, like you're never going to talk again, but I mean, for this day, what would you leave us with? But I didn't know if Nicole, Dawn, did you guys have any? I mean, there's so much that Jenny brings to the table, so I don't know if you have questions.
I don't have any more questions. I just want to encourage the listening audience to connect with Jen and all of this wealth of knowledge that she has for health and wellness and energy that I can't imagine anybody who would not benefit taking advantage of that. So
thank you.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Well, my final thought would be, don't take your health for granted. I feel pretty good right now, and I'm going to make sure I stay that way by doing my energy work and eating well. But so many people just think, they don't think 10 years down the road. I want to be well 10 years from now. And so you really got to be proactive in your health. You really do, so that I never get sick in the first place. So just pay attention to your health and and be aware of how you're feeling, and know that there are alternatives out there. Yes, you should see your doctor and, and all that, but if you want to kind of think outside the box and learn some new techniques that once you learn them, they don't cost anything. They're quick, they're easy, then I think you'll be better off for it. And like I said, I've been doing this for quite a while and I feel pretty good, feeling good. And I'm not going to get myself get sick because I take care of my energy body. That energy body is so important because it's a reflection of your physical body.
Love
Oh,
it.
that's good. That's great. That's great. Wow. Makes me feel good even hearing that. One thing I would say really quick is this last year, if it didn't make you think about not taking your health for granted, I don't know what it did.
Right.
I mean, really. So
this is the time.
This is the time. No matter what your age is or anything, you can. Wow. Yeah. So good to have her on the show today, right? Gets us all excited. So thank you. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
We want to
You're
thank
welcome.
you, Jen. You are so welcome. And it's such an honor to have you as our guest. We would like to thank everybody for watching our show. And if anyone would like to visit one of our groups, we are locally, we are globally. We actually had a friend from London, UK on there. You can visit us at www.ttrnetworking.com. We would love to meet up with you, help your business grow, make some connections for you. Until next time, may all your days be filled with authenticity. Thank you.
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you,
Bye.
Jen.
Thank
Great
you.
to see everybody.
Thank you,
Good
Jen.
job.